As 2024 approaches, do you feel like you have the right vision, the right purpose? We'll help you with that. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the WorkHARDAholic Show with your host, the original WorkHARDAholic, Shirley Crawford, author, speaker, and small business consultant for over 20 years, helping you to work hard, play harder, and business better.
Hello, and welcome back to the WorkHARDAholic Show. I am your host, the original WorkHARDAholic, Shirley Crawford, and today, I don't know about you all, but the days are dwindling by so quickly. I feel like it was just spring, and now all of a sudden we're looking at a new year. And I'm very focused on it because normally for me, anniversaries, birthdays, and New Year's are the time that I really, most of us, really reflect on where we are and where do we want to be. And that's also part of the reason why I'm such an advocate for you business owners to actually look at your business plan at least once a quarter. To really sit back and say, this is who I said I wanted to be when I grew up. Am I on that path? Am I in that direction? And so when you're really contemplating who you are and who you want to be, I think it's a great time to start asking yourself some whys. So I want to make sure we talk about setting up the vision, understanding where you want to go, but also understanding your passion points and your purpose. So there's this lovely thing. Y'all know I love to geek out. I love to see new information, find out new things, new tools, and share them with you. So here I am sharing. I was really fascinated because I learned of this thing called the passion pyramid. So it looks very much like Maslow's hierarchy of needs because it's really a triangle and it has 4 different layers. And so the purpose of understanding the passion pyramid is to take you from where you are to where you want to be. So we start off with, do you actually understand your purpose? Like, what are you on this earth to do? A lot of people don't. A lot of people go from every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to work some more, to take what they get from work, to go home, to eat, to rest, to get up, to go to work again. And so they say that's what their purpose is. Is that really your purpose? That's really your path to accomplish whatever you need to do. So it's a great time to sit down and really think about, what are you here to do? And sometimes when you can't figure it out, one of the books I love is The Purpose-Driven Life. And so with my friends, we did the whole workbook and we went through it. This is eons ago. It's been out for a long time now. But it's a great place to start if you really have no idea where to start to begin to understand what's your purpose. And so when you understand that basic level of purpose, then that's what's going to lead you to that next level. So the next level after purpose is vision. So when you know that you are here to do X, Y, Z, or ABC, then you can figure out, okay, so what does that look like? Take a moment to dream, to visualize. If I am really living a life where I am doing the real purpose that I was given to do, what's the vision of that? And so I'm always about write the vision, make it plain. And then when you have the vision, now we get to my favorite part, people. You know where I am, those quantifiable goals. So once you know that this is what I was meant to do, this is how I should go about doing it, this is how I'm going to accomplish it. Here's the strategy. Here's the plan. Here's the outline. And so within that, you'll go to that next level. You'll start to create the projects to help you fulfill the strategies, right? And so you have this big overarching idea. You can break that down into subcompartments, and they should be, I'm going to say it, quantifiable. So if you're going, I always love talking about strategies and plans and ideas, and you're going, okay, my purpose is to create a legacy, right? That is actually part of my purpose. It's to create a legacy that will mean that individuals will all be educated in how to use digital products. That could be my purpose, right? So if that's my purpose, then how do I envision that? Well, I envision that by doing work in Haiti and other third world countries, which is something, these are things that I actually have done or am doing to give them skills and technologies, because whether you know it or not, in addition to financial divide, there is a technology divide. There are countries and places and people who don't have access to all the things that we have access to. And so here it is, we're trying to make sure that everyone is at least on a level playing field and they don't have level skills. So if that's the case, then in that vision, I can see it. I can see a world where everyone has tablets and computers and internet access, right? You know that here in the US, there's a commercial. I love marketing. There's a commercial, and it's a young man who was really upset and talking to one of his parents, and he's sitting in the car and he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a project due tomorrow, and they don't have internet at home. So the parent drives them up outside of some restaurant, some cafe, so he can use the internet from that. That's right here in the US, all right? And so when you're thinking about purpose, vision, strategies leading up to the projects, if you have that passion project, that passion within you, you know that something has to be done, it often does really feed off of what's your purpose. And so if I'm going with the legacy I'm talking about, well, the vision is I see that everyone has access to the same resources. So even now, y'all know I've been on this whole AI thing, like really, I keep coming back to it. But there's a whole generation that knows nothing about it. There are a lot of you who know nothing about it, but it's changing the landscape. It's changing everything about the technology you use, how you use it, about your job, about your employment. It's a prime moment to know that there's resources and information that need to be shared. So if that's your legacy, if that's part of you, with that passion pyramid, once again, it starts off with, what's your purpose? Then drilling that down further to have a vision, to really have, like that's why we do the vision board. So you can really see what it would look like if you were actually living in your purpose. And then going beyond just willy-nilly vision and thinking about it, then you start doing the plan to actually make it happen. That's when you get to strategy. You have to sit down with quantifiable goals, things you can look at to measure and see you're successful. And with that, you create the projects to make those things happen. Okay, that once again is just a part of the passion pyramid, which I learned about from the Dream Coach and happy to share with you all. But I want you to hold on because we're going to have fashion and entrepreneurship from Ashley Jefferson. And we're also going to share a little bit more about your vision right after this commercial break.
Wouldn't it be convenient and safe to communicate with your dentist, pediatrician, medical doctor, or mental health professional anywhere you are without actually traveling to our medical centers?
Well, you can with a televisit at your local Capital Area Health Network. Call us at 780-0840 or
Go to cahealthnet.org.
find out how a televisit may be your best option. We are the Capital Area Health Network, the heart of the community.
Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA.
Listen, attorney Alex Taylor is a soldier in a suit, defending anyone with criminal charges, DUIs, and more. Call Alex Taylor, your soldier in a suit, at 804-500-5000.
I'm Alex Taylor. Don't face your criminal charges alone. Put a former prosecutor with 30 years of experience on your side. Let me show you how a soldier fights for your freedom.
Call 804-500-5000 or go to alextaylorlaw.com.
In honor of the Women's Business Center RVA 5-year anniversary, the countdown is on. Ladies, it's time for the WBC RVA Toolkit. You don't want to miss it. It means every Thursday you co-work not for free, but it's included. So that's co-working every Thursday. Each month there's one seminar and one group coaching. So all day Thursday you can come hang out here at the Women's Business Center RVA, and it's just $25 a month. Tell them about it, Joanne.
Yes. And a couple of the topics that we will be talking about, discussing and reviewing and going through are starting a business the right way, because we do want to start off the right way. We're also going to talk about a business model canvas and how your company creates value for its customers. Also goal setting, which is very important. Finances, even developing your pitch, also social media distribution and content, and much, much more. So we are excited about seeing you there. So you can register today at WBCRVA.com.
All right, now it's time for fashion and entrepreneurship with Ashley Jefferson.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Jefferson of VA Style Mag, and today we're discussing fashion and entrepreneurship on WorkHARDaholics. Today we delve into the interesting story of Victoria's Secret, a brand that once dominated the lingerie market. This tale is not just about lace and silk, but a cautionary tale on the significance of understanding your audience, remaining authentic to your brand, and navigating the challenges of brand identity. Victoria's Secret soared to success in the 90s and the early 2000s, largely due to its glamorous image and iconic runway shows. The brand knew its audience, young women seeking a blend of sensuality and empowerment. However, as time went on, they struggled to keep up with the changing attitudes and preferences of the everyday consumer. The lesson here is clear. Understanding your audience is crucial. Their tastes evolve, and so must your brand. Victoria's Secret faced challenges as societal views on body images shifted and inclusivity became a priority. Victoria's Secret's downfall began when they veered away from their original brand identity. Attempts to redefine sexy without staying true to their core values resulted in confusion amongst its consumers. Remember, a brand's success often lies in its authenticity. Adapting their brand to embrace diversity and inclusivity, they found themselves alienating a significant portion of their target audience. It's a cautionary tale. Don't abandon what made your brand successful in the pursuit of new trends. As Victoria's Secret faced criticism for not adapting to the changing landscape, they also struggled with managing brand identity issues. Public relations crisis and the lack of transparency exacerbated their problems. Effective communication during times of crisis is essential. Victoria's Secret faltered by not addressing concerns head on, leading to a further erosion of trust. Entrepreneurs, take note. Handling brand identity issues requires transparency and a commitment to change. As we conclude our journey through the rise and fall of Victoria's Secret, let's reflect on the lessons learned here. Know your audience intimately. Stay true to your brand's essence and handle brand identity issues with transparency and adaptability. By learning from the pitfalls of Victoria's Secret, businesses can navigate the complex terrain of the market successfully. So, entrepreneurs, remember, your brand is so much more than just a logo. It's a promise to your audience. Keep it authentic, keep it relevant, and always be responsive to change. I'm Ashley Jefferson of VA Style Magazine here discussing fashion and entrepreneurship on WorkHARDaholic.
Hello, hello, hello. Shirley Crawford here, the original WorkHARDaholic and your host for the Diva Mastermind Retreat. This is going to be an exciting time to help you know your value, know your worth, to address the imposter syndrome, to also help you better understand your personal brand and your business brand. And all this is going to happen in Duck, North Carolina. Want to know how you can participate? This is how. You can register. We can start off by visiting shirleycrawford.com. And then you can look for the link that says Diva Mastermind Retreat. Diva standing for doing it very authoritatively. We're not apologizing anymore. You are who you are. You are great and you're meant for greatness. So come and join us in Duck, North Carolina. If you have signed up for the mastermind group, the retreat is free. Otherwise, you can register online, shirleycrawford.com. We'll see you there, divas. Okay, for those of you who were listening earlier, we were talking about the passion pyramid. And on the second level of that, it's vision. And I know for some people that when you start having these conversations, their eyes glaze over, they don't get it. It becomes like this, I don't understand kind of concept. So I want to make sure you're really clear, because one of the things they teach us in business school is that when you are going to have a business, the first thing that you want to think about are your mission and your vision. It's literally like the number one thing that we start to think about when we talk about we're going to start a business. So if you're going, okay, I need to figure this out for my business or for my life or for my product or whatever it is, that I want to make sure you're really clear about the steps that are necessary to make it happen.
So the first thing, right? So if you've ever wondered before, like, how do I create a vision? How do I set this up? I have the 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to help you get just that done. And the first one is to create a vision of the future. Like, really take a moment to close your eyes and visualize what the future looks like. Think about the happy you, and what does that look like for in business? What does it look like in your family? What does it look like in your community? I talk about it a lot. I love to ask the question, like, what does success look like for you? And you have to know that it doesn't have to look like anyone else's standard. What does it look like for you? That's how we create the vision. When you can sit back and visualize the type of future that you want to have, that's your vision of what the future is to become. Once you figure that out, once you figure out that starter point of what the actual vision is, because it's more than a statement, it's more than some, vague guiding light for your organization. It really is the mantra for who you want to be and what you want to become. And so with that in mind, you get the vision, you got it. Okay, come with me. Then once you have that vision, it's time for you to start designing the system to help execute it. So that's your number 2. You're going to build a repeatable system and you're going to execute it well. Here's the thing that excites me. This is why franchises work. I recently watched, I don't know if I mentioned it before, I recently watched the semi-documentary about Ray Kroc and McDonald's. And so, which is a very fascinating story. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's very interesting. But the thing that makes a franchise so successful is that they have those SOPs, those standards of procedure. They have everything written out for you. Want to know what you do when this happens? Want to know what you do about employees? What do you do about the location of the store? They have everything written out for you. And it's set up so that a teenager who has no high school diploma can actually run a McDonald's store. Because everything is written out in a repeatable system that almost anyone can execute. Like that is the foundation of what makes a franchise like Subway, like McDonald's, successful. It's those repeatable systems that anyone can execute. Okay? Then after you've gotten to that point, you need to have what they're calling the instrument for success.
Got a question about your small business? Trying to figure out what to do to start a business? Are you a C-suite executive trying to figure out some leadership tools and resources that you need? Well, we've got answers for you. Submit your questions, concerns, thoughts to admin@WorkHARDaholics.com. That's WorkHARDaholics.com. And you might hear your question, or at least the answer to it, on our next episode.
All right. And so I often think about we talked about, like, how do you know you're successful? How do you define success? This is how do you measure the success? All right. And so when you're thinking about measurement, is that financial statements? Is that ROI? Is it your Q&L, P&L? I don't know where the Q came from. Is it your P&L? Is it how many employees? How many days of vacation? What are the instruments, the measurements for success? Because this is what happens. If you say, I know that I'm successful when I have money in the bank. What does that mean? You could have $5, you could have 2.5 million, right? So you need to know the difference to be able to measure truly what is success and how are you going to measure it. Then for our number 4, you have to build a sustainable improvement process. It's not enough that you won today, because you know what? Tomorrow we will have forgotten about your victory. You'll have to move on to something else. You have to always be ready to learn more, to be that lifelong learner, and be ready to level up at all times. When you're at the top, it just means you're a better target for someone else to come after what you earned. So you have to always know to stay ahead of the curve. That's why we like trademarks. That's why we like copyrights. That means no one else can take what you've created, or at least you have 10 years. So hold out on that before someone else is coming for you. But that time isn't for you to rest on your laurels. That time is for you to figure out, what am I going to do next? What happens after this? What am I going to put out? What am I going to share? How do I recreate the wheel? Yes, feel free to recreate it or at least improve it. Okay. Then number 5 is you have to maintain momentum. So this is what happens. It is so easy to get stagnant. And do you know what? Stagnant water stinks. But it's so easy to get into this rut, into this moment where it's just like, I've been successful and I'm here. But you know what? Success is easily forgotten. But it's almost impossible to stop something that's in the midst of momentum. Momentum means as the more you move, the more traction you reach. The more your speed increases. You just keep going. And you don't even have to make more effort. You just have to keep making an effort. So once again, when we're talking about those 5 steps to really help you establish your vision, especially as we're talking about entering into 2024, to really help you set the pace, establish what you're going to accomplish, establish who you want to be, here are those 5 steps we want to share. So 1, create a vision of the future. Number 2, build a repeatable system and execute it excellently. Okay? But make sure you're documenting it well so that anyone can follow that. Figure out your measurement, your instrument for success. And then build sustainable improvement processes or procedures. All right? And then maintain the momentum. You follow those 5 steps, especially as you're getting ready for 2024. And I look forward to hearing about your success that you have accomplished in the new year. All right, as we always say, live better, do better, be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta.
Life can be a struggle. Find hope, healing, and answers at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place to encounter God through uplifting worship, singing, prayer, the preach word, and fellowship. One step can change your life. One step could shift your destiny. There has never been a better time to take that step than now. Come be our guest every Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place where you belong.
In honor of Women's History Month, we bring you a powerhouse of women in business. Join us for this dynamic, limited 3-part series, Women and Entrepreneurship, starting on March 29th.
WorkHARDaholic. Looking for resources to start, build, or level up your business? Want to know what motivates your favorite entrepreneur? Did you miss the last show? No worries. Check out and subscribe to the WorkHARDaholic YouTube channel. See behind the scenes. Hear the extended version of interviews. Catch one of our trainings. Missed the show? No worries. Like, share, subscribe our YouTube channel at WorkHARDaholic, and happy entrepreneuring.
Happy New Year. You're going to hear that phrase today and the next couple days a whole lot. But here's my question. How do you feel about the new year? Are you expecting wonderful things, or are you feeling anxious already? Are you excited about the opportunities, or are you not even thinking about the opportunities? Are you just going from day to day trying to survive, or are you knowing in your heart that this next year is going to be wonderful? Either way, I want you to know that this is a beginning. It's a new start. It's a new chance. You can be revived. You can be renewed. All of this is important whether you're feeling excited or whether you're not feeling excited, because you're still alive and well. And what I want you to know is that as a coach, I think it is important, if you're having doubts about anything that you're doing, that we have a conversation. I'm not saying come stay with me forever, but I am saying that there are steps to be taken. And for example, there is a blog on my website, and it's all about start, stop, and continue. Okay? So what are you going to start brand new in the new year that you've not done before? What are you going to stop today that you don't want to take into the new year? And what are you going to continue? So my blog really describes each one of them to help you figure out what's going to be best for you. And it all boils down to reflecting. You have to really sit down, and I'd love for you to do that today. I'd love for you to sit down today and just reflect where you are and think about where it is you want to go. Now, the other interesting piece is that on the 16th of January, I am going to offer a webinar, and I'm going to show you how to identify that vision. I'm going to show you how to identify the goals, because that's typically the hardest part. It's hard for many people who do not know how to begin the whole goal process. So I'm going to spend my time on this webinar with an amazing workbook that you can purchase, and it will walk you through the steps. I say this because as a coach, I want to show you how to remove whatever barriers are preventing you from creating the life you want to live. And we have business coaches, and we have voice coaches, and we have fitness coaches. Why would we have, and there are career coaches as well, let me say that. But for me, I want to nurture your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I'm holistic about it. So we're going to put everything that you have, all of your gifts, everything that you have, we're going to put it to the test and make it work. So I do wish you a happy new year. I am excited for you with all that you have in front of you. This is a new chapter. I just want you to be excited about it. And I'd love to be able to help you do that. I'd love to be your coach. But if nothing else, go to RitaRicks.com. It's a 2-minute read, I promise you. Go to RitaRicks.com, click on blogs, and read it. Also, you can go ahead now and schedule and register for the webinar that I'm doing on January 16th. So we're talking about start, stop, continue in the blog, and then we're going to talk about the webinar where we literally create the goals and the vision. You all know that I love talking about the vision, because how can you have a goal if you don't know where you're going? Again, I'm excited for you. I thank you for listening, and I will see you in the new year. I am Rita, speaking to your spirit.
Workaholics, entrepreneurs, small business leaders, side hustlers. Want to know the tools and resources available for your business? Want to learn the behind the scenes of running a business? Want to do it all, but better? Join the WorkHARDaholic Show with your small business consultant and the executive director of the Women's Business Center, Shirley Crawford. 8:30 a.m. on Sundays on The Box. That's 99.5 and 102.7. And follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and IG at WorkHARDaholic. Happy entrepreneuring. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. 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 Thanks for tuning in to WorkHARDaholics. Support our show by following on YouTube and all major social media platforms at WorkHARDaholic. Until next week, happy entrepreneuring.